All right, you guys read the title. I'll show you the exercise I do to take my line work from this to this. So first things first, draw a baseline. Go ahead and try and see the goal you're trying to meet. And then we're just gonna draw a bunch of straight lines and try and match it. I don't use a lot of pin pressure, and you don't want to go too fast, because drawing fast is how you basically cheat. Like when you get the speed going, it's easy to draw a straight line. So you want to draw it not too slow, just, moderate. And so there's a couple variations on the straight line exercise. You got obviously your horizontal, you got your vertical, you got your diagonal. And when I say diagonal, like I'm not just talking about 45 degrees. Like when you think about it, any line that's not literally 0 degrees or 90 degrees is a horizontal, is a diagonal line. One other thing you can do is, instead of drawing it, usually if you draw left to right, draw it right to left. If you draw right to left, draw it left to right. Same thing when you're doing the verticals. Instead of drawing top to bottom, draw bottom to top. And then the same thing for the diagonals, just left to right, right to left. Although I guess one thing I should mention is when you're drawing the diagonals, you want to do the same thing how we were doing the other ones. Keep them the same width or the same direction and the same length. So the next little exercise that I like to do is the same kind of thing, but with a twist. I call it like a shuttle. I've heard it called. I call it ladders. I've heard people call it. It's just you start with a short line, and each line after gets longer and longer. Which I don't know why they call it ladder. It's more like stairs. But hey, I don't make the rules. I don't follow the rules. That's not true. The good thing about the ladders though is, so after you do all your horizontals, you can go back and do your verticals right across it. Hey, you can see I have not been practicing for a while. I gotta get back into doing these. Like I forgot to do my ruler, so we'll just do some straight lines here at the end to test how straight they are. It's not bad, but everything is pulling to the right. Same thing with my horizontals. Everything starts to trail at the end, and that's what you'll notice. So it's good to put those horizontals and those verticals using the shift key, because then you know where you need to work and what you need to fix and what you need to watch out for. Like, it's all about when you're drawing, you want to move from the wrist, or not from the wrist, I'm sorry. You want to move from the elbow, or draw from the elbow. Even when you do your short strokes, like how I'm starting the diagonals here, this is another cool exercise you can do. Just try and build a shape out of your diagonals. So here I went with a square, which is about the only shape I'm honestly good at when I do my line exercises. Circles are actually very difficult when you do line exercises. Like, matter of fact, let me show you. You can tell how hard I'm thinking about this, how small the strokes are, and how small the circle is gonna be. And how lopsided it is. Like, I struggle with these repeatedly. Matter of fact, you know what? Now that I'm showing y'all this, I'm actually pretty embarrassed. So I'm gonna work on those. I gotta get back in my exercises. That is garbage. Let's try it from the middle this time. Not bad. But it's definitely moving somewhere. I have no idea where this circle is going. Like, it's flying to the left. Yeah, we'll work on those. Alright, so the next exercise is circles. Like, everything is made up of either lines or curves. Straight lines or curves, or some variation in between. So, just draw you some circles. I actually draw a lot of circles. I do mine about, I guess, quarter size, I say. Or that's what I'm thinking about when I'm trying to draw a perfect circle. It's about the size of a quarter. And once again, it's all in like the elbow. Even if you draw them smaller, it's in the elbow. Like, the only time I really use my wrist when I'm drawing is if I'm trying to like just cut a curve hard. Think about, like, you know how when you're riding your bike, you kind of lean when you're turning. You don't really turn the handlebars, you just lean. Unless you want to take a sharp turn, then you cut the handlebars. Same kind of thing. Next exercise is ellipses, 2 circles. And you can see like mine are floating up. If you want to cheat, I don't like to cheat, but what you can do, so you draw 2 straight lines, and then you'll be paying attention to the lines, so all your ovals and circles will fall inside of that. But I kind of like to just wing it, because it kind of forces you. You can look at it and tell, you know. If I didn't wing it though, I probably would improve faster. So you know what? I'm telling y'all how to do it that way. I'll probably start doing my exercises like that. But then just open and close the oval. Take it from oval to circle. And then you can kind of try and figure out like how many steps can you do to go from oval to circle. Like, I think I pulled off what, like 7 there? Which ain't bad. Could probably do more. I think anything more than like 16 might be overkill. And then if you want to switch up, so the oval exercise, same way, like you want to do a bunch of variations, you can do it in the vertical. So it goes from top, you start thin and then work your way down into a circle. And then, of course, you can do it in reverse on the other side. So once you get on the other side of the circle, reverse back into the thinnest ellipse or oval. That one was not good. That's not a bad circle though. So if you really want to crank up the challenge though, the best thing to do for these oval exercises is just draw an arc. And then you want to go crazy, put no guidelines, but I still put guidelines on mine. Because you're trying to draw it to where the center is perpendicular along the X and the Y. And then you want to draw that circle around it. So what this is going to help you with is you'll understand, like, technically each of these discs we're drawing is a circle, but because of the angle that you're viewing it at, it doesn't look like a circle. So you force yourself to draw ellipses where there should be ellipses, and it naturally makes you take that, oh, well, this one's a little bit wider than this one's a little bit skinnier than that one. And those are the exercises I do to work on my curves and my lines. So if you like these tips, obviously this was all about lines. The next thing after lines is making shapes. Check back tomorrow and I'll go over the basic shapes that you need to know as an artist if you're going to be getting into drawing figures and the human body. Thanks for watching.